The alarm does not have to mark the beginning of the day, and there is no single commute that defines it. Real estate can look like the ultimate flexible job. Many agents are able to set their own schedules, move between locations, and decide how to organize their work. But flexibility is not the same as being left alone. A message from a client can change the plan before the first appointment. A showing may need to fit a narrow window. A follow-up may become urgent because another part of a transaction has moved. The agent's day begins with availability, with the knowledge that the calendar can be reorganized around someone else's need. That is the central contradiction of the job. The agent may control the schedule, but the schedule is built to serve clients. Real estate agents help clients buy, sell, and rent properties. That description tells us what the work is for, but not what it feels like from the inside. Most real estate brokers and sales agents are self-employed, and agents commonly work under the supervision of a licensed broker. That structure can offer flexibility compared with a job built around a fixed schedule. It also places more responsibility on the agent to create a workable routine and remain available when clients need help. Income is tied primarily to commissions based on property sales, rather than arriving as a guaranteed payment simply because the day was spent at work. So the calendar has two roles. It organizes the service an agent provides, and it creates the conditions under which income may eventually be generated. The job is not only showing a property, it is maintaining the chain of communication and coordination that keeps a client's plans moving. During the day, the work is a moving combination of preparation, appointments, travel, and follow-up. An agent may prepare a property, arrange access, meet a client for a showing, and then move on to another appointment or administrative task. The work takes place across properties, offices, and other locations rather than in one permanent workstation. Driving becomes part of the rhythm, while paperwork and coordination continue between appointments. A schedule can look organized in the morning and different by the afternoon, because each appointment has to fit the client's availability and the property's access. If a client can only see a property during a particular window, the agent has to work within that window. Other tasks are then moved, compressed, or handled later. This is why self-directed scheduling does not necessarily mean an open day. The agent chooses how to arrange the blocks, but the blocks are shaped by people who need to see, discuss, or act on a property. The result is a mobile workday, part meeting, part logistics, and part constant adjustment. The workday does not reliably end when conventional office hours end. The Bureau of Labor Statistics notes that schedules often include evenings and weekends to accommodate clients' schedules. That is not a special exception. It follows from the basic service the agent provides. A client who cannot meet during the day may need an evening appointment. A buyer or seller may need a question answered after the daytime schedule has ended. Follow-up and preparation can continue after the last showing, especially when the next appointment or conversation depends on work completed that night. Weekends bring the same tension. They may be the most workable time for clients to meet, which means personal time and professional availability can occupy the same part of the calendar. An agent can decide to structure the day, but cannot assume that clients will need service only during the hours that are easiest to protect. Evening and weekend work turn flexibility into a responsibility. Being free to choose the schedule also means being ready to adapt it. Not all of the work is attached to an active showing or a signed agreement. Agents also spend significant time networking and attending community events to meet potential clients. That makes relationship building part of the occupation itself, rather than an optional activity added after the real work is finished. Conversations at a community event, an open house, or a professional gathering may not produce an immediate transaction. Their purpose is to create and maintain contact with people who may need an agent later. The work, therefore, stretches beyond the visible appointment. An agent is not only responding to current clients, the agent is also building the relationships that can lead to future clients. This changes the meaning of an evening event. From the outside, it may resemble ordinary social time. Within the agent's working life, it can also be a professional setting where introductions, conversations, and follow-up become part of the week. The boundary between networking and personal time is difficult to draw because the same interaction can feel social while still serving a business purpose. The flexibility becomes easier to understand when viewed alongside the income model. Most agents earn most of their income from commissions based on the sale price of a property. Commissions may be divided among the buying agent, selling agent, brokers, and firms involved in the transaction. That means the work is connected to completed sales, not simply to the number of hours visible on the calendar. An agent may spend time preparing, showing, coordinating, networking, and following up without that effort producing a commission immediately. The result is a work model with flexibility, but less predictable income security than a fixed pay arrangement. It also helps explain the pressure behind the irregular hours. When a client needs an evening appointment or a weekend showing, availability is not merely a matter of convenience. It is part of serving the client and sustaining the possibility of future work. This does not mean every agent has the same schedule or financial experience. It means the structure of the occupation creates a recurring trade-off. Control over when work happens alongside responsibility for finding and serving clients in the hours they can offer. The calendar is self-directed, but the economic reason for keeping it full comes from relationships and transactions that cannot be guaranteed in advance. At the end of the day, the agent may close a laptop, leave a property, or finally step away from the phone, but the next interruption can already be waiting, and the next day's appointments may require another adjustment. That is life as a real estate agent at every level: mobile, relationship-driven, and irregular. It includes property work and paperwork, but also driving, networking, evening communication, and weekend availability. The profession offers meaningful control over the calendar. The contradiction is that serving clients makes the calendar difficult to keep entirely private. The agent owns the choice of how to arrange the day, while clients and appointments determine when that choice will be tested.